This video is a kickoff to the 15 minutes of quilting a day challenge. The basic premise is you quilt for 15 minutes a day and get entered in a prize drawing. There will be prizes. I hope you will join in on the fun. Please watch the entire video to get all of the rules and fine print. For the last few years, I've been sewing 15 minutes every single day. Almost every day, I make some kind of progress on a quilt that I'm making. It's a great way to give myself something to look forward to every day, that every day I'm going to have something pleasurable to do. No matter what kind of day I'm having, I still have something fun to do. And no matter how busy I am, I still get to make a little bit of progress. Even if it's just a little tiny bit, I get to make progress on my quilts. In the month of December, I hope you come and sew along with me, and I will show you how much progress I can make in 15 minutes. I thought it'd be fun for you if I introduced to you all of the quilts that I have in the works. Lucky for you and for me, there are a lot of works in progress that I have, so you should be able to see a nice variety of quilts that are in various stages of the quilting process. There are some things I just want to tell you before we get started, is that 15 minutes of your time is going to be very magnified. If you make a mistake and have to rip out the seam, you may feel like your entire 15 minutes has been wasted. Depending on the error, you may even be farther behind than when you started. To help you with that, I recommend that you make sure you take your time and work methodically and deliberately. Don't try to rush through to try to get as much done as possible in 15 minutes. Work deliberately and attentively so you don't make that kind of mistake. Sometimes your progress may just feel especially slow, especially if it's the first time you brought out the project. It'll take you time to figure out where you left off, where you need to do next, and to get everything set up. If you need to get your sewing machine set up with the right thread, if you need to cut the fabric, if you need to find all the fabric that you need to put the project together. You may have to cut out the fabric or arrange the block. Put the right color thread in the sewing machine and wind the bobbin. All this prep work may feel like you didn't get anything done, but really it sets you up for success for your next sewing session. And it paves the way for faster work ahead. The first few stitches may feel awkward as you start. Until you get a system or a rhythm going, the first day may just be slow, and then you'll develop a system and the methodology, and it'll go faster as you go along. But I hope that most of the days will be smooth sailing, and you'll get more progress, lots of progress done, and you'll feel really successful at the end of your 15 minutes. You'll be able to get a lot of work done. The days that I complete a block is particularly satisfying. A couple other tips that I have for you is to not put away your work if you don't have to. I try to find a place where I can tuck in my work, say an empty drawer or a corner of the room, because that kind of putting away and bringing out takes up some of your sewing time. It really helps to be organized with your work. I like to keep my pattern and my fabric and everything together in one place so that they don't get lost. I also have an index card where I write notes about where I left off and what I need to do and what my thoughts were about color selection, anything that helps me. If I do need to put the quilt away and don't get back to it for a period of time, then I'll still remember where I left off and what I need to do next. I hope you join me in this series so that you can meet all of my quilts, and so you can see how much work can get done in 15 minutes. Since I'll be working on a large variety of quilts, I probably won't get anything finished. It'll give you a good chance to see how much work can get done in 15 minutes. I have finished many complete quilts 15 minutes at a time. Sometimes that's all we have. Sometimes that's the only way I can get any quilts completed. I hope you join me and sew along with me every day this month so that you can see how much work you can get done in 15 minutes a day. So let's talk about what counts as quilting in this challenge. Pretty much anything that makes progress on your quilt counts as quilting. This can be choosing a pattern, choosing fabric, cutting fabric, pressing, binding, piecing the backing, laying out of blocks. Quilting. It also includes things that get you ready for making quilts, such as cleaning your sewing machine, changing the needle, changing your rotary blades, cutting and organizing your scraps. I want this to be as inclusive as possible for what counts as quilting. Let's talk about what doesn't count as quilting. Scrolling the internet or social media, viewing videos, even quilting ones, reading books, even if they're about quilts, The point is to make progress on your quilts, not just dream about quilts. You must make progress on a quilt for it to count as 15 minutes of quilting a day. As a thank you to my viewers, I am going to make an exception to this rule. The only exception to this rule is that you can watch videos on this channel, Quilt in Color. This is only available to people who watch this video and therefore learn about this exception. You will win just by making progress on your quilt or quilts, but I will also draw a name and send a person a prize. I may even come up with multiple prizes if we have a large number of people participating. Here's how to enter the drawing. I will try my best to post a video every day to show you my progress on this quilting challenge. It will be unscripted and may not be edited. In each day's video, you can enter a comment that states that you stitched for 15 minutes that day and want to be entered in the drawing. I will take good notes of your entry. I will draw the lucky winner or winners on January 1, and we'll send the prizes shortly after that. If you watch one of my videos and sewed for 15 minutes, let me know in the comments, and I will give you 2 entries that day. So what happens if you didn't have time to quilt a day? Can you make up your time? Since I do work full-time, sometimes I do allow myself the grace to make up the time, but it has to be done within the week in order for it to count. The point of the challenge is to quilt regularly, so I don't allow myself to make up time that's not in the same week. Be sure that you have subscribed to my channel to make sure you don't miss any of these daily videos so you can enter every day this month. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all of your support.